Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time it's a family house for my save file, which has been quite some time. I'm not exactly sure the last time I built something specifically for my save. I've been kind of a slacker with it recently because I just really haven't been that inspired to build something for my save, but thankfully recently I was really inspired to build something for the Tinker family. They're a family that came with the Eco Lifestyle pack, and I've honestly not really built anything in this world for my save file, except for I did build a trashy family home, and I think I'm going to include that one in my save because I really like that house. The only reason I wasn't planning on including it in my save is because I was planning on making that lot like a starter house, just like my other starter houses in my save, where they will be like move-in ready homes where the shell and the landscaping and some of the furnishings like the appliances, the counters, and the plumbing will be included in the 20,000 simoleon budget, so the starter budget. Let me know if you guys would prefer that. So if you do prefer, then I will consider building a starter house, but I really just like that one. I like the shape of it. I think it fits the neighborhood really nicely. And then I was thinking about making one of the apartments the starter house. So that's my plan so far, but I have been looking at tons of reference pictures for this world and building things here a little bit to get an idea of what I wanted to do for my save. I really enjoyed building the more modern houses here, but I think the best way to approach it will be to continue building random modern houses that will fit on these different lots and put them up on the gallery. That way, if you guys want to replace them, if you update the world and modernize it, make it all nice, then they'll be available. But in my save file, it's going to be this like the way it starts out when you guys play the game. When it's a little bit more run down, there's trash everywhere, and the houses aren't updated and modernized and all eco-friendly. So that's my plan so far, and I just really love this house. I had so much fun building it. It came together really quickly because I was just like so inspired to do it. You will notice here in a little while that I do rotate the house though. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys will agree with me on this or even like that I did it, but what I end up doing is actually turning the front of the house to the other side of the lot and not this main road, because all of the other houses are faced that way too. It's technically not the front of the house though, it's the back of the house, and so your Sims show up at the back of the house, but it might not be ideal and it might be kind of confusing me talking about this, but I felt like it should match the rest of the neighborhood and actually have its front door where the other houses have their front doors. That way it just kind of all flows together a little bit nicer and makes a little bit more sense. But you can easily just turn the lot around if you prefer it, turn the other way. So that's what I was thinking. And yeah, here you can see I am moving on to the interior, just working out the floor plan before I finish the exterior. This house is kind of a weird shape, so the floor plan ends up being kind of a weird shape. It's not maybe the best floor plan I've ever done in terms of room shapes necessarily, but I kind of like that it's so odd and misshapen. Like some of the bathrooms and stuff are a bit weird, but I really like it because I think it just suits this family really nicely because they're kind of like do-it-yourselfers, and so I think they're probably ones to change things about their house and make things a bit quirky, and they just kind of like that kind of stuff, so I thought it was pretty appropriate. So I just kind of went with it and let it be the way it's going to be, and I think the house just ends up being really cute and kind of charming, in my opinion anyways. And there ends up being a garage on the exterior, and I built that for Tina Tinker. She's one of the adults in the family. There's 2 adults and then 1 child, and I thought it'd be perfect for her to have a space to do all of her crafting because she is a freelance crafter. That's her career. Oh, here I'm looking at all of the new buildings that became available in the live edit objects mode through like the debug menu. They are so cool. I almost considered putting one of the shell houses next to this one to make it feel a bit more cramped and like it maybe even belongs more into the neighborhood, but I wanted the extra space. I wanted the garage, like I mentioned, so I decided not to. But it's definitely a good idea for the future because I think it would just make it blend into this world so much better. But either way, so Tina, like I said, she is a freelance crafter. Her aspiration is to be a master crafter, so she's very creative, and that makes her a muser. Her traits are Being a perfectionist, she is a maker, and she is also gloomy. And she has some fabrication skills and some handiness skills. So I wanted her to have like a little kind of shop area, and I thought a garage would be perfect for it. And I just think it ends up being so cute. I put the recycling thing in there. I put the candle making station in there as well. I'm not exactly sure what she needs necessarily to be a master crafter, so you could easily exchange those if you decide to play with this family or a similar family. If you need different equipment, I think pretty much all of them would fit in there. If you needed the fizz station, is that what it's called, where you make your own juices? You could definitely fit that in there, and there might be one or two other things that you could possibly fit in there as well. I also gave her a workbench, but that's outside and not in the garage, just because it kind of fit nicely over here by the truck and the fence. And the fences that I'm using are from the Eco Lifestyle pack, but they're in the Live Edit objects. Hopefully your Sims won't walk through them. They might, because they are a debug object, but they just look so good, and they match some of the other fences in the neighborhood, and so I really like that. And I wish we had fences like this in the actual build and buy catalog, because I would use them all the time. I think they look so good, but at least they're available in the Live Edit objects, so I can use them there. But here I'm just working on a little bit of landscaping. I was kind of all over with this build, building most of the exterior, then working on the floor plan, and then building the garage, and just kind of jumping around. Here, you will notice that I have flipped the house around, so now it faces the other direction. This is actually the back of the house that faces the road, where it's technically the front of the house. So it's a bit strange, but I'm really happy with the way it looks. And you will notice in the thumbnail that the back of the house is the thumbnail picture, because it just has better lighting. So that's why I decided to do that. But I put a porch back here with a door leading into an office space. I wanted an office space for the other adult Sim. So this is going to be Yasmin, who is Tina's wife. And Yasmin is a freelance writer, so I give her a computer desk with a computer, obviously, so she can do all of her writing. And she is really adorable. I really like her traits. She's clumsy, a bookworm, and creative, and she just seems so sweet. She's also a muser as well, because she wants to be a best-selling author. So I really like that they're both really creative. So, or at least they have the muser trait, the bonus trait, from being a creative, or having a creative aspiration. Yeah, that's how I should say it. And I think that's really, really nice, because that shows that they have a lot in common, and they probably get along really well. And I like their story too. I was reading through their Sims fandom page, and it says that Yasmin wants Tina just to take it slow and spends more time with the family, because Tina is actually like really like a hard worker, and she spends a lot of time working. And I just thought it was kind of nice, because even though they're both like musers and they're creative, that they kind of are a little bit different, like have different approaches when it comes to it, and so they're trying to balance each other out, and I think that's really sweet. But either way, Yasmin is charismatic. She has very high writing skills. She's like level 8 in the writing skills, so she will be at level 10 in no time. And yeah, she also has a daughter. Her daughter is named Olive, and Olive is a sweet little girl who is very creative. She wants to be just like her mom, and she is a bookworm as well, and she's an artist prodigy, and she's super cute. I love her outfit. As you guys probably know if you've downloaded my save file, I have gone through and like given makeovers to all of the pre-made Sims, and I don't know if I'm going to change Olive's look, because she has the cutest blue glasses and the cutest little like brown jumper thing on with this turtleneck underneath of it. It's so cute. Like, I love the way she looks. I think she's so adorable. I might change up her hair a little bit, and obviously some of her other outfits, but at least in this picture here on the fandom page, she looks adorable, and so I think she's so cute. And I did inspire her room decorating a little bit after her look, so it has some blue in there, which I thought was really pretty. But here you can see I'm continuing with the landscaping. I really had fun with the landscaping, obviously using all Live Edit objects plants, because I just can't help myself. They're so much better than the plants in the actual build and buy catalog. I love them so much. The colors, the textures, like everything I think is so much better. Some of them unfortunately do have some pretty harsh shadows. I don't think I really used any on this lot that technically do. Some of them might have like a little bit of a extra shadow. I'm not sure why that is. It might just be better for where they're created for in the world. The extra shadow might just be appropriate for that spot. I'm not exactly sure, but on the actual Sims lots that you can build on, sometimes it looks a little bit crazy, but I just ignore it because the plans are so much better. But over here, I wanted to have like a little like play area, a little family area. So I have the swing set and then also the little bug hotel. I'm not sure what you call those. I need to actually figure it out because in every build that I've used it, I've called it a bug hotel. But I put that out there with a bee box. So yeah, there's bees and there's bugs and they can tend to them. I really liked the bug hotel that I used because it looks hand painted, and I feel like for such like a creative and crafty family, they probably totally would have done that. They probably would have let Olive paint it herself, and that one looks like it might have been painted by a kid. It has some like cute little like drawings and stuff on it that I thought were pretty adorable. But yeah, here I'm moving on to the garage area. So like I mentioned, this is for Tina to have a space to work. I think Olive can actually work at the candle making station too and make some candles, which I think is really sweet. I'm pretty sure they can. Correct me if I'm wrong, but kids can make candles too. I think they can. And then this machine over here is the recycling station. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure all of the equipment that your Sims actually need to be a master crafter, so you might want to swap it out for a different one, but I thought that this one would be pretty handy. And then other than that, I just wanted it to feel like a garage, so I put some tires in here. I put a road cone for some reason, I'm not exactly sure, and then just some exposed pipes, a breaker box, and then here on this counter, I just wanted it to have basically some gardening supplies. I could have used the potting station that we got. Well, with this pack too, we also got one with seasons that is functional, and then this one is not functional, but I decided just to make my own, just to make it feel a little bit different. And I definitely need to use the potting station that came in the Eco Lifestyle pack in a build. I think I've used it once, which is unacceptable because it's probably the cutest thing that we have in game. It has like a little pot that has like soil spilling out of it and has string lights. It's so cute, but it's not functional, so it's not always like practical to use, but that's totally okay. I don't mind that it's decorative. I just need like the right build to fit it in because I don't think I've really built anything too like rustic and gardeny. I mean, this build is rustic. I tried to make it look rustic, especially, well, I was gonna say especially on the interior, but on the exterior, I tried to make it feel like more handmade and yeah, just a little bit more do-it-yourself, which I think is really sweet. But yeah, maybe I will do a like off-the-grid family house for like a gardener family, just for like a random build. I think that's a good idea, and then I could totally use that gardening station because it's really, really cute. But either way, here you can see I'm moving on to the interior, starting off by decorating the living room. I wanted to start off with this room because it was kind of a weird shape with that little pop-out. The way it worked out, this just kind of worked best to be the living room. When I built the pop-out originally, I thought that would be like a little dining nook in the kitchen, and then I thought there would be like an actual dining room. And then yeah, I just really didn't end up having the space for it. I did work out the floor plan obviously before I finished the exterior, so I could have probably added a little pop out to make a formal dining room and then made this the kitchen, but it just kind of worked really nicely doing it this way. So yeah, I just wanted to decorate this room to make sure it was actually going to work out the way I wanted to, and I think it actually looks good, so I'm really happy with it. And as for the interior decorating, I just wanted it to feel cozy, not fancy at all. I didn't want it to feel like a fancy home. I wanted it to feel like fully decorated though, and just kind of a bit rustic and just like a cozy home is basically my idea for it. And also kind of like they've done a few things themselves, or things have been like recycled. Like I felt like this shelf that I just put next to the side door looked like something they probably could have made out of like maybe some like scrap metal and some scrap pieces of wood or something. I definitely think Tina has built a lot of things in this house, and I think that's just really, I don't know, I really had fun trying to think of this family because I don't think I really built anything for a specific family in a while. Like I feel like it's been a long time, or at least for like a pre-made family. And it's one of my favorite things to do is actually take the pre-made Sims and take their personalities and incorporate it into a build. It's really enjoyable. So I need to actually build a few more things for some townies for my save file. I have a few in the island living world, Sulani. I couldn't remember the name of it for a second. I have a few families to build houses for in that world, and then also the Via Real family, which so many of you guys ask me about all the time. And that house, I really want to do it like perfect, and so I'm kind of giving myself a bit of like stage fright about it. I've attempted to actually build it a couple of times. I have lots of pins and things on my Pinterest board that are like inspiration for that build, so it'll come eventually, but I just want it to be just so because it's such a big lot. And I have a very specific theme for that island in Windenburg. If you guys aren't familiar with my save, then this might sound a bit confusing, but in my save file on the island of Windenburg, I went for this like old cottage feel with modern extensions for all of the houses, and I just love it. I think the only one that doesn't have a modern extension is the flower shop, although it does have the greenhouse, which makes it feel a bit modern kind of because there's all the glass. I'm not really sure if it does, but I really wanted to continue that theme with the Villarreal family's house and just do like this grand old like cottage manor with some modern windows or some modern elements to it. I'm not sure if I'll do like a full-on modern extension, but I still want it to fit into the theme of the island and make it just kind of cohesive with the whole vibe that I'm going for. So yeah, I'm putting a lot of limitations and I have a lot of plans, but it will come eventually. And then I think I have a few more here and there, but I think as far as like the base game worlds, I think all of the base game worlds, one of them has no townies, so I have to make all of them up. And then for Willow Creek, I've done every household there. I just have the park left and the, what is it called? The museum. The museum I have plans for. That one will come eventually too, and the park as well. Parks are just difficult. I find them to be like the most intimidating lots to build. What do you guys think the most intimidating lot to build is? I think community lots are very intimidating, but once I get started, I really enjoy them and like kind of get in the flow of it, and I like kind of get really carried away and enjoy it a lot. But parks, I struggle. Like I can't even get started. And if I do get started, then like, I don't know, like a quarter way through or halfway through, I just get stuck and like hate what I'm doing and end up deleting it and bulldozing the lot. So yeah, it'll come eventually too. But anyways, so here I have, well, I finished the kitchen. I did the laundry room, the entryway, and the living room, and this is going to be the downstairs bathroom. The downstairs bathroom is a pretty good size, as you can see, because I have the stand-up shower. It's like it's a full-on bathroom and not just a half bath, which I was really happy to be able to include because the more bathrooms, the better. So there ends up being 3 bathrooms in this build and then 2 bedrooms. So I wish I could have fit more bedrooms, but there is the office space, which you could technically turn into another bedroom if you prefer, or maybe one of the upstairs bathrooms, or you could add on to this build. Like I honestly feel like this house wouldn't look too weird if the house was expanded upon a little bit just to make more space, because I tried to make it look so rustic and like do it yourself that I think one would actually fit pretty nicely. But over here is going to be that office space that I was talking about. I really love this room. It's very simple, but I think it's one of my favorite rooms in the whole house. But over here I do have a bookcase. There's the computer desk. Obviously I cluttered it up with a few different things. I put a chair over here, and the ottoman that I put in front of the chair will make the chair unusable, so you might want to delete it if you actually want Sims to sit there. I guess they could sit on the ottoman, but it's more for decoration and I think it looks really cute. And then other than that, I just put some like artwork in here. So it's really not like an overly interesting room, but I just think it turned out really nicely. And then up here on the upstairs landing, I do put a chess table. So your Sims have an activity to do up here, because sometimes landings and like hallways can be kind of boring and not useful. So I tried to make it useful. There's also a closet there. So I mean, your Sims can do closet interactions here in the landing as well. And then here I'm just copying over the flooring that I used in the kitchen and the downstairs bathroom. I wanted it all to match. Even though I wanted this house to feel a bit more rustic and not as put together, I still feel like it mostly looks best if the bathrooms all match each other, just to make it feel cohesive. I don't know if you guys agree. I mean, feel free to switch it up if you download this build from the gallery, or if you wait to download the update of my save file, then could definitely switch it up then. But either way, I'm sure you guys know that. Here I'm just decorating the bathroom that Olive will mostly use. So the parents do have an ensuite bathroom, but yeah, I tried to make it feel a little bit more like a kid's bathroom by putting the bucket of toys next to the shower. I thought that was really sweet. And it does function, by the way. I did play test it. I played in this build actually quite a bit, taking the screenshots, so everything should hopefully work just as it should. I think it should. I play tested almost everything besides the stuff in the garage, but I don't think anything's blocking it. But either way, here I'm working on Olive's room. So like I said, I was inspired by her clothes. So she's wearing blue and brown. There's not as much brown, but there is some brown in here, but it is very blue with the blue wallpaper and the blue colors in the bed and some of the furniture pieces. She's also a creative child, so I gave her one of the activity tables, and I put some artwork from Seasons up on the wall, and then this really cute, I don't know exactly what it is. It's like a piece of wood with pictures hanging from it. It came from Parenthood, but I thought it was really appropriate for this build because it could have been like a recycled piece of wood from like Tina's scrap material that she gave Olive to play around with, and she painted it and made herself a little like piece of wall art, and I think that is like a really cute idea too. But over here you can see I'm moving on to the parents' room, so Tina and Yasmin's room. Their room is pretty simple but a very weird shape. As you can see, there's this kind of like entryway, and I actually really like this. When I first started decorating the room, I thought it was going to be a problem, and I thought it was going to make the room feel kind of awkward. I mean, it makes it feel a little bit awkward, a little bit misshapen, but I actually really like it. And yeah, their room came together pretty easily. And then over here is going to be their bathroom. So they just have a stand-up shower, toilet, sink, very simple standard bathroom. It's kind of a long, narrow one, so it's a bit awkward, but yeah, I tried my best to make it work and make it feel fully decorated and not as awkward as it probably could have been. So hopefully I achieved that. But yeah, Karen was adding the final few details, and then we're going to be going on to the screenshots. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Is it just me, or is it hard to agree with what you're trying to explain? I don't mind feather wings, no diamond rings, but that's not how you get to me, no. We could sit in the shade, talk till late, and then we'll see. We can go for walks, stroll down the city park, and maybe, just maybe, sweet delivery is never guaranteed, no matter the place or time. Oh, I like when you're whispering and really listening. Not too much fuss, so keep it easy. We could sit in the shade,